On August 21, 2024, at approximately 1:25 in the afternoon, a 65-year-old Brinks armored truck driver was shot during an attempted robbery outside a Huntington Bank branch in Cleveland's Glenville neighborhood. Within roughly 30 minutes, 3 of the 4 suspects were in custody, and a firearm had been recovered.
We got several casings up here, right by the ATM.
I got a chopper in here!
What's going on? You guys got someone? Where?
Brinks truck came to empty out the ATM. Somebody shot the.
Well, where are they at?
Okay, we don't know.
Brinks truck took off.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, we're looking for them. Yeah, they're saying a Brinks truck employee is shot. We're speaking to engine 30. Which way did it go?
Right here, eastbound.
Yeah.
It's a 2022, 2023 black Dodge Durango, no license plate, with 10 on the window. Here come a gentleman from the.
Yeah.
So he got out, busted with his.
Wait, the employee is.
And he, the big dude. Yeah, they shot that no license plate in the back with tint on the windows.
2022 to 2023 Dodge Durango, black in color, no tint on the windows. He's the one that's possibly shot. He was emptying the thing. So you guys, wait, so he was the employee in the Brinks truck?
Yes, he's an employee in the Brinks truck.
But he's in the Dodge Durango?
No, he's in the Brinks truck.
The
shooter is in the Durango.
Where'd the Brinks truck go? I don't care about.
We don't know. He
self-transported.
Yeah, we went to ask him, was he okay? And he just kept saying, yeah, but they must have, his dispatch told him, don't let the windows down. No, it's 2 guys.
If we get any more views on
The guy that was sitting in the back
that's the
came to the
suspect.
front.
They said the guy in the Brinks
Yeah,
truck is shot. They think he's self-transported to the hospital. We have located on that Brinks truck.
Yeah, they told him to get off the scene. Yeah.
Where? Let's go find the crime scene, Bobby. Where? Oh, right here. Yeah. Bobby, come on. Got one here, one here. Yeah.
Right there.
We got several casings up here, right by the ATM. I'm gonna mark them off real quick. Which way did that car go? The guy with the gun? What was he wearing?
He had on white jeans, white tennis
What do you mean,
shoes.
light blue jeans?
Yeah, light blue jeans. This part was white, and then this part was sky blue. That's the only one I had seen.
On the right side?
No, this whole bottom part.
When he took off running, where'd you pick him up at?
He was laying on the ground. When I had turned
where?
like behind the truck. So that's how I looked out the camera.
Your truck hit?
Then I seen that he was on the ground. Okay.
12 to radio, black shirt with white at the top on the right side and then light blue on the right bottom by his stomach. It was a black sweatshirt?
Black sweatshirt.
Yeah, said the shooter.
I don't know.
What shirt? What the shooter? What kind of shirt was he wearing?
He had on the jacket.
Jacket. Okay, what color was the jacket?
It was, this top part was white, this bottom part was like a sky blue with light jeans.
No
with
black?
white shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this might have
this
had on
side
black.
was black?
Yeah,
No, the guy who shot your friend.
it was multiple ones. One of
Give
them
me a
probably
second.
did have on all black.
Huh?
One of them probably did have on all
Okay,
black.
the guy who actually shot, the guy who did the shooting, you were describing him, he said he had light blue, he had red, white here and blue.
No,
What was
that's
the
the-
rest of the shirt?
No, it was a jacket.
Okay, what was the rest of the jacket?
It was white up top and it was sky blue at the bottom.
Okay. He's saying the shooter had a jacket on that was white up top and light blue on the bottom.
Like 3.
He said the other, one of the other gentlemen had all black on.
Gonna be going eastbound on Arcade. Turn down to 167, and I don't have them anymore.
We're calling OSP, they're supposed to be in the area.
Wait, did you saw it all? I lost him at 167,
There it is.
and I think he's maybe.
We got it at 169 and Ozark going north on 169 towards the Lakeshore.
Eastbound on Lakeshore.
Eastbound on Lakeshore. We have permission to chase.
Ready to 1014?
1014, light it up. Brian, you close?
We just had a car.
Trying to get back. Where was the last team?
Go.
169, Lakeshore.
Give us the air. We got a crash. Males ran southbound. Now in Keach. But it's an emergency SOS.
I'm gonna check on this victim here. It struck a Ford SUV. Are you okay? Do you need EMS? Do you need EMS?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Do you want EMS to check you out?
Yeah, I think you should.
Okay.
I'm on Ozark right now.
Can I get EMS at 169 in Lakeshore for a 19-year-old female conscious and breathing?
Where were they last seen?
Can you go get my phone?
Any of them have a backpack?
The first question is probable cause. Officers acted on 3 independent streams of information, all converging within minutes. The ShotSpotter system flagged gunfire. Multiple 911 callers reported a shooting. A wounded victim self-transported to a hospital. A specific vehicle description, a black 2022-23 Dodge Durango, with no rear plate tinted windows, and 4 male occupants went out over the radio. Under the rule from United States versus Hensley decided by the Supreme Court in 1985, officers may stop a person they reasonably suspect of involvement in a completed felony, based on information received from another officer. That standard is comfortably met here. The second question is the pursuit. The Durango fled refused commands and struck an uninvolved 19-year-old motorist. The governing case is Scott versus Harris, decided in 2007. The Supreme Court held that an officer's effort to terminate a dangerous high-speed chase does not violate the Fourth Amendment, even when it places the fleeing motorist at serious risk, because the public danger created by the suspects outweighs the danger of the pursuit itself. Critically, the collision here was not caused by police contact. It was caused by suspect choice. That distinction is decisive in any later civil claim.
1029 East 172, continuing eastbound. One of them's got red underwear on. He's headed north. Still headed north. He's around here somewhere. Over to 176 maybe. And yeah, 176 and not in here. Get on the ground! Get on the ground! I got 176 and not in here. Get on the ground! (1024 East 176).
Going to custody.
Try. I need cuffs. I got it. Palms together. Palms together. Like you're praying. This is going to be the one with the red underwear. There was another one right in front of him.
On your side,
I don't know where he went.
On your side.
Any weapons on you? No. Any weapons on you? Roll over. Turn over. Hey, little, sit with that car. Go to the Durango and sit with it. Go to the Durango and sit with it. Sit up. Sit up.
You got 3 more.
Stand up.
This way, this way. Which way did they go?
They're around here somewhere. There was one right in front of him.
What was he wearing?
All black. But he's the one I saw with the red underwear. Victor 89. Next block over, it's locked.
So he's still going that way?
Little, you're with the Durango now?
I think that,
Durango, it's not up to the Lions car. Next street over.
he goes nuts a lot.
Yeah.
But what I know is nuts.
My doors are locked.
And I knew to come.
They just robbed somebody at gunpoint. 1074 East 176. He's in that area. Come on out! Come on out! Come on out! I got another one, just one north of 1024 East 176. Come on out! Right back here, guys! Don't you move. Put your hands behind your back.
Where's he at?
Right here.
Where are you at, Brian?
Right here.
Oh, he's underneath the deck?
No, I got him out here. I need cuffs. Man, we've been looking for you guys for a while.
Where you at, Brian?
Right here. Put your hands together and palms together like you're praying. Roll your leg out. Roll over to your butt. I'm going to sit you up, okay? Is there anything under there?
No.
No pistols, nothing?
I don't got nothing.
All right. I'm going to advise you your Miranda rights are the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you. What's your name? All right, well, we're going to add another charge to everything that's going on, my man. Okay.
It's fine.
The third question is use of force during the arrests. The framework is the three-factor test from Graham versus Connor, 1989. Reasonableness depends on the severity of the crime, the immediate threat posed by the suspect, and whether the suspect is actively fleeing or resisting. All three factors weigh strongly toward the officers. Aggravated robbery under Ohio Revised Code, Section 2911.01 is a felony of the first degree. At the moment of the arrests, one firearm was still unaccounted for, and every suspect had just fled both a vehicle and an officer pursuit. The level of force applied prone control and handcuffing sits well below the constitutional ceiling. The fourth question is the Miranda advisement captured on the recording. As delivered, it is incomplete on its face. The right to counsel and the right to court-appointed counsel for those who cannot afford one are missing from the audio. Under Miranda versus Arizona, 1966, all four warnings are required before any custodial interrogation. The single question that followed the suspect's name likely survives suppression as a routine booking question under Pennsylvania versus Muniz 1990. Anything substantive obtained later may not. The witness interview deserves a separate note. Reliability of identification testimony is governed by Manson versus Brathwaite, 1977. Confirmatory and leading questions during a scene interview can taint a later courtroom identification, even when the witness is sincere. Best practice is a free narrative first, then specifics, then a written statement.
I got him right here in the field. I need somebody by myself.
Where's she at?
I'm about to run back to these fences. Bobby, you on the other side.
Can you hold on to him? I'll go with her.
Keep him.
What field, Tia?
Up against the hood.
He's in Muldoons.
Muldoons?
I'm looking at him.
How old
I'm
are
like
you?
in this field. Right by the freeway. The freeway.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! I got a chopper in the air, you ain't going nowhere! Get on the ground!
Yeah. Hands behind your back. Behind your back.
Drop that.
You got any weapons on you?
Yeah, no. Exactly.
No way. No way. You know me. Get up. I can't breathe.
Uh-oh.
Get up.
Is that me?
Get up.
Accidental radio. I'm on the highway.
Hey, get my money.
Where at? Okay.
Oh, God. Hey, get my money.
It's not your money.
Yes, it is.
R2 on radio. I'm on the highway with them.
Hey, get my money. Please.
Okay, emergency call, okay?
Huh?
Sorry about that.
On grading, the responding officers earn a B+. Probable cause development was textbook, force was proportionate, and one officer paused mid-pursuit to secure medical attention for an uninvolved civilian. Areas for refinement are the Miranda advisement and the witness interview methodology. Both are training fixes. The four suspects earn an F. The conduct exposes each of them under Ohio's complicity statute at Section 2923.03 to first-degree aggravated robbery, second-degree felonious assault, third-degree failure to comply, causing risk of serious physical harm, and a mandatory 3-year firearm specification under Section 2941.145. The Cleveland Division of Police at the department level earns an A- reflecting effective integration of detection technology, air support ground units, body cameras, and public release of the footage. 3 lessons emerge. First, carry a Miranda card and read every word every time. Truncated warnings cost cases that hours of investigation work to build. Second, witness interviews on scene should begin with an open-ended request to describe what happened, and only afterward narrow to specific details. Repetition of leading clothing questions is a gift to defense counsel at trial. Third, when a suspect in custody states that he cannot breathe, immediate position, change off the chest, and verbal medical inquiry are non-negotiable regardless of the underlying offense. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out our channel for even more police interaction and courtroom content.